Alright, 7th graders, today we're talking about the surface areas of prisms, and we're not going to so much use nets unless you find them helpful. I'm not going to force you to use them, but your essential question is, can you find the surface area of a prism? A prism has the same shape on the top as it does on the bottom. So here we have a rectangle on top and bottom. Here we have a triangle on top and bottom. Now, if I have this shape, I still have a triangle on top and bottom. This is still a triangular prism, even though it's sitting on its side, and it looks like it has a rectangular bottom. So just because this looks like it has this rectangular bottom, it does not. It's just a triangular prism on its side. So that's one of the things a lot of people get confused about. We need to remember that if there's two triangles here, we have a triangular prism. To find the surface area of any 3D figure, we find the area of each surface and add up all of the sides. Good morning.
Hello.
And we have one last vocabulary word that is important to note, is that here we have our lateral faces. So they're the ones that are up and down, the ones that are not flat or parallel to the ground. They're the perpendicular surfaces to the ground. Alright, we're going to find the surface area. You may want to use 3 different colored writing utensils, highlighters, markers, colored pencils, whatever. I'm going to use different colors when finding my sides. So I have this side, and it's a rectangle, and it is 8 by 7, so its area is 56, and directly across from it is another 8 by 7 rectangle that has an area of 56. Next I'm going to find the front. This is 2 by this distance, which is 8. So I have that rectangle, which has an area of 16. 2 times 8 is 16. And the last one, there's 2 of those, one on the front and one on the back. And then I have the top and the bottom, and that is 2 by 7. So my third rectangle is 14 and 14. And when I add those all together, I get 172, and this is still meters squared. Number 2, I have a triangular prism. So here I have 2 triangles and 3 rectangles, side, side, and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and list all of my shapes to make sure I've got them all. And you'll remember to find the area of a triangle. We're going to do base, which is 7.2, times height, which is 4.8, divided by 2, and I get 17.28. Now my front triangle is the exact same as my back triangle. And for my 3 rectangles, the bottom one is 7.2 times 10 times 7.2, which is 72. The one on this side is 6 by 10, which is 60. And then this on this side is the same because it's 6 by 10 also, that rectangle. So when I add up all of my pieces, I end up with 226.56 meters squared. Alright, so now it's your turn to go ahead and try to find the surface area of 3 and 4. Your triangle here, let me just point out, the base and the height form a right angle to each other. So the base is 6 and the height is 8. So when you're finding the area of your triangles, you have to do 6 times 8 divided by 2. This 10 has nothing to do with the base or the height of the triangle. That trips a lot of people up. Try 3 and 4 for homework. On number 5, we have a 9-inch by 13-inch by 2-inch cake. So here's my 9-inch by 13-inch. And the height would be 2 inches. Your frosting recipe makes enough to cover 250 square inches of cake. Do you have enough frosting if we don't have to frost the bottom? So, I guess I should draw this better. Let's see. Alright, so my height is 2 inches, and my width is 13 inches, and this is 9 inches. So, I would suggest that you draw them every time if you don't have one drawn. So, this piece would be 13 by 2, which is 26, and we would have another one of those directly across from it. And then this back piece would be 9 by 2, and the front piece would be 9 by 2, which is 18 and 18. And then finally, the top would be 9 by 13, which is 117. And when I add those up, I get 205 inches squared. So my frosting recipe will cover all of my open surfaces. And then the last one, number 6, you buy a ring box as a birthday gift that is in the shape of a triangular prism. What is the least amount of wrapping paper needed to wrap the box? So here, once again, you're finding the area of every surface. Now on this triangular prism, the base and the height are 10 by 10.5 because that's where my right angle is. So the 14.5 has nothing to do with my area of my triangle. So go ahead and see if you can find the surface area of the ring box for homework as well. Have a great night.